Welcome to Unmuted Podcast with our amazing host and author, Recia Kabbah. In a noisy world, we cut through the chatter, amplifying important voices. Are you ready for raw, unscripted stories that shape our daily lives? Well, on Unmuted, we tackle tough topics, challenge the norms, and share untold stories. Each episode, we bring in thought leaders, influencers, and everyday heroes for genuine conversations. It's not just a podcast, it's a platform for real, raw, expressive conversations. Get ready for the emotions, laughters, and most of all, the truth. Unmuted is more than just a show, it's a movement. So join us as we break the silence to embrace the power of honest dialogue. Welcome to Unmuted, where conversations are real.
Welcome to Unmuted Podcast. I am your host, Recia Kabbah. On today's episode, I have commercial model, actress, QVC air talent, and TV personality. Mine says the beautiful Angela Perymon. Hey!
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Mama. How are you?
Girl, blessed by the best. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yes, we had to postpone our show yesterday because schedule reason, but I'm glad we are here today. She looked beautiful.
Thank you,
and ready to go. So, Angela, I would like for you to introduce yourself a little more. You know I told the people you're an actress and all of that stuff, but maybe just bring them into your life a little bit. Who are you? You know, what you do, where you from, and all that little nice stuff.
Absolutely. So my name is Angela Perymon. I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm a commercial model and an actress. I'm an on-air talent for QVC, and I have a show called Behind the Vibes where we highlight unseen talent, and then we dig really deep into relationships, and we gonna get into that a little later, girl, because
Oh, boy.
Right. So. I've had the pleasure of being on air for the last 8 years, and I've been a professional model for the last 13 years. So it's, it has been a very interesting past couple of years, and working through COVID and things like that, and then working through a strike. So, it's just been, it's been an amazing adventure. And, I really look forward to the next chapter of my life and the things that I'm going to do going forward. And, and shout out to my agent, Joy Talent Agency. And the reason why we missed the show yesterday is because I was actually shooting a commercial for New Jersey Choose You, which is the tourism for the state of New Jersey. So guys, you should be seeing me in some commercials and some different New Jersey. Yeah, so shout out. We were in Newark, New Jersey yesterday, and shout out to and we hit the streets. We did the cherry blossoms. Mm-hmm. We did all of the hot spots in Newark. I had never really been in Newark before, so this was like a working experience for me. So, it's just something that not everyone gets to do. So shout out to New Jersey Choose You. Yeah,
that's awesome. Can't wait to see you on the big screen. I know her. I know her. One day I was sitting there watching the TV and I saw what's her name? I saw someone I know. And then I was like, wait, then I had to go by. I was like, oh my God, I know her.
That was probably for virtual health. If you've seen the Cooper Hospital and virtual health commercials, yes, I did a spot for them, and it's just me in a hospital bed in a gown, and I have and I have real doctors and nurses around me because they actually are Cooper staff, which is really cool. And I'm in bed like this. Oh, thank you. Okay, good news, bad news, I don't know. This news.
Awesome.
That was me. Yes, just in bed.
I'm gonna be looking now. I'm gonna be looking hard because I have a lot of actresses around me. People doing stuff. So I gotta.
Yes, girl. Mm-hmm. It's fun. It's always fun.
Awesome. That's good. So she told you who she is. We're just gonna talk about your professionalism a little bit. You work as a model already. You just said actress, and you know you love what you do, but you are also a part of organization. I would like to call it POP. That's a
Oh yes, persevere
yes.
on purpose. Yes. Oh, and shout out to my girl Alicia. Today's actually her birthday. The CEO and founder. Alicia is like today's actually her birthday. So you guys please follow Pop. It's Persevere on Purpose, and I love working with that organization. Jacinth and I always volunteer with them because they work with the big brothers and sisters of like the Eastern District, and pack boxes of love for the families of the kids who are actually in the Big Brothers and Sister program. So we work very closely with them, and we always have these great packing events. And literally, we're like feeding and supplying different household needs and toys and clothes. Whatever is donated is what we pack, and we call packing the boxes with love because they usually go to over 100 families. So love working for Pop. You know, that's like one of the best times of the year. And so I think you guys donate to them, you know, go on their page and, you know, just follow the journey because Persevere on Purpose is an amazing, amazing organization. And I'm so proud and blessed to be a part of it.
Awesome. That's doing some stuff in the community too, which is great.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your work that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. So with all of those things, you know, as an actress, model, you know, you also model for QVC, as an air talent and all that stuff. So how do you balance all of these things with being a mother and all that stuff? How do you, because, you know, a lot of working mothers like to say, oh, I can't do this, you know, I can't do that. But for you to find time to do all of those things, it's still find time for you, you know, your self-care. How do you do that?
Time management. Everything is about time management. You know, there was always one, I mean, and even the last couple of years, I kind of always felt like I was married to my career. And, you know, it was always like, okay, I have to work for my career. I got to hustle. And I think just in the last maybe like 2 years, I have really decided to get better with my time management where I do make time for my career. You know, I have a 17-year-old daughter. So of course she comes first. So I have to make time for her and she's in high school. So that's even more challenging because now I have a high schooler who's getting ready for college. So I have to navigate that. And then, you know, working with QVC is always crazy because those hours can fluctuate from 5:30 in the morning to 3 a.m.
Right.
So I mean, it's just really about time management. And I used to always think like, you know, with this type of career, there's no way I can date. And I used to have that mindset because I didn't have time management and I would put things on the back burner or I would miss out on different things with my family and friends because I felt like I had to take everything. And I'm learning that that's not the case at all.
Right.
So, yeah, just time management and know, you know, your time is something you can't get back. So value it and invest time in the things that you really want.
Right. Choose. Sometimes you have to say no for your, you know, sometimes you have to say no to some things just for your own self, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can't say yes to everything, but for most importantly, we have to be there for ourselves because if you're not good, you can't be good for nobody.
Absolutely.
You know, I was running crazy today because, like you said, you have a 17, I have a 16-year-old. She's in all type of sports.
Right.
I mean, this child don't give me no break. She's in track and field, and she's in basketball. So one season over, there comes the other season.
Yeah, and that one starts. Exactly.
You know, my life never stops, so I'm running around crazy. So today I went to her meet. I was like, I have a show. At 7, I have to be there. You know,
gotta go.
Yeah, you're trying to be, you know, a good mom, and then you're trying to do you, and then I have to go to work later on tonight. I'm like, this is when you talk about time management, it is very important, and for your self-care, you know. So some people think that you can't do it. You can do it if you just choose what's going to work for you wisely. You have to make those choices. Yeah, sometimes we can say yes to everything, but mostly you can do whatever you want. We can, as women, we can do anything we want to do. Everything we want to do, okay? We are super women, okay? We can do it.
With superpowers. That's the only
Superpowers,
way
yeah.
I feel sometimes I don't fall out on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm like, I must be invoking my superpowers. And I mean, we all have them, but
Yeah.
it's just time management. And then my body has learned to generate and go off of maybe like 3 hours of sleep, which is not a good thing, but at the same time, it kind of is, because it allows me to do different things, get work done. And, I'm like, oh, lady, sometimes I do like cat naps. So cat naps are like my best friend.
Right.
And I think that's how I can kind of squeeze in everything that I squeeze in.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So, guys, we can do it. You can do it too. Go ahead.
You can do it. I have
do whatever you want. Your limit is you. We are our own limitation. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you're going to believe. But you can push yourself harder. You can get up. I tell people, as long as you are breathing well and healthy, the world is yours.
It's your oyster. You just have to go out there and go and get the things that you want. And I mean, you have to speak those things into existence and really say, this is what what I want for my life. Just something, I had the pleasure of traveling to Bali in Indonesia in February. And I think that was probably that was one of the best trips I have ever had in my life. It was like a spiritual awakening. It was just a blessed place to be. And it was so nice to be around people that get up in the morning in prayer, give offerings on through prayer. And this is something that everyone does, not just one person. That whole continent does that every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. That's their prayer and offering time. And it was just such a great change to be around just positivity, just the positiveness, and to be around God, and to experience that and to have that just liberating and eye-opening experience. It makes you question, the things that we hold so true and so valuable here, opposed to everywhere else. When I was over there, the people would, they would refer to us as like the godless country, because, we don't worship God here, we worship money. And so to have someone who's considered in a third world country kind of check you on your spirituality, it's a knife that cuts really deep, especially when they say with love and not being malicious. You know what I mean? So it just makes you think about the things that you should prioritize in your life. And, unfortunately, I think in America, we don't do that, because we are always chasing the dollar. We never have a break. We're always on the run. There's never a time of quiet and silence and just, reflect on the things.
Yeah, reflect. Yeah. It's when you wake up in prayer, I like to say you go to bed. The last thing you should do before closing your eyes is to pray to God.
Absolutely.
And the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, when you open your eye, you should say, God, thank you. You should
say, God, thank you.
Because listen, people go to bed all the time, they don't wake up. And people wake up and they don't go back to bed the natural way.
Right.
Right. So we should put God first, like you're saying, and that's something I have tried to practice now when I wake up. If I don't say my prayer, I feel like something is missing.
Yeah,
like I feel, because it's like a routine now. It's a part of me. Even if I just have to say, God, thank you for waking me up this morning and take me out there and protect me, Lord. Cover me with your blood. Cover my children, cover my home, my family. Even if I just have to say that short prayer.
I'm sorry. my thing in the butt. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Even if I just have to say that short prayer, it don't have to be an hour long, 30 minutes long, but God hears you and he sees your heart. So then I'm free for that day, because I have given God everything now.
Let's just say this while we're on the subject. Prayer does not have to be a sermon. Prayer is a conversation that you have with God, just like we have a conversation right here. And if you are praying any other type of way, or you think like, you got to pray like a pastor, Think again. That is not what God is looking for. God is looking in your heart, your sincerity, and what you are truly asking him for. And be prepared for whatever you ask or pray for, because he's listening, and he'll give it to you, whether you like the way you get it or not. You know, that's one thing I can say. When we were in Bali, I never did so much praying and felt like my prayers were really being generated properly when I was in Bali. And girl, I swear the prayers that I prayed for in Bali are actually coming to fruition in my life since I've been back from Bali. It's been amazing.
Because you pray and you believe in it. You pray, but you have to believe that God is going to answer your prayers. You know, you have to believe it, not just to pray and then you're like, okay, whatever. You have to actually believe it, because he's looking in your heart. You know, that's why you have to be very careful what you pray for.
And do the work that goes along with it.
And do the work, yes.
Once you do those prayers, honey, you still have to do the work that goes along with it. And that's why I think people miss it. Like, they think that they're like, it's like, oh, I prayed, so it's like, poof, voila, here it is. That's not how that works.
He has to see that you mean it. He has to see that you mean it. You know, you mean what you are asking him for. And so, I mean, we just got to do what we have to do. We do our best. Okay.
That's right.
So before,
be great.
Yeah, right. Before I move on, I just wanted to say this. So, I remember the first time I met you, Angela. I wanted to say this because I want people to know your spirit and just the type of person you are, right? So, you know what they say about first impression?
What?
That's what you left on me.
Oh!
That's what you left on me, because the first time I saw you was at the Inner Star Triplets Awards.
Shout out to Inner Star. Hold on, before we do anything else, shout out to Jacinth. Oh, shout out to Inner Star, my love after holidays. Shout out to my girl. Because I mean, without Jacinth, this would not be possible.
It won't be. God first. And he used Jacinth as the vessel to multiply, because this girl is sharing her wings all over.
Let me tell you something. Jacinth's network is her net worth, and girl, her net worth is priceless, because the types of people that Jacinth surrounds herself with and allows in her creative space are nothing short but amazing.
Yes.
So, you know, it is a pleasure and an honor to always work with her, to always work with Inner Star. And shout out to Inner Star now, because she's getting ready to go to the Cayman Islands for Cayman Islands Fashion Week. So shout out to Jai, my sissy. You know, she's always doing it. You know, we are all so proud of her, and I am so proud to always be able to host and work with Inner Star and do the awards. And you know, I'm ready for the award show this year again. Yay. I got 2 more dresses.
You are the face of the red carpet. So when I met you on the red carpet, when I came in, the first thing, you over there greeting everybody, and I just saw this wide smile, this beautiful smile. You just, you know, like, if I came over there by myself, you know, in that moment, I felt like I wasn't alone anymore, because just the love, you know, just the smile. Come on, take your picture. Come on, stand here. Like, you. I mean, I have to tell you this, because people don't understand, you know, when you're doing stuff like that, especially you in the public eye, you have to have certain, you know, presentation about yourself. Yes. And for you, I notice it just comes natural, because you just naturally like happy all the time, you know, and I wanted to tell you that. And I am so grateful. Like you said, Jacinth, you know, has been a blessing to my life. She has helped change my life completely. This woman is amazing. And I feel like God just saved her for me to be my life at a certain time. Yeah. And you know, like the time I needed somebody like that, she was just there. Before we got on, I was having some issue, and I called her. She was like, she's not home. She's in a car. I'm like, Ja, did you do something? Like, I don't know. Is something happening back here? I can't see. And she was like, all right, put me on FaceTime. And she was like, go over there, and we fix it. What can I do with you, girl? You gotta be around.
Okay. Look, let me tell you, without my travel buddy, I would not have made it to Bali. She's the reason why I got to go to Bali, like literally, because I had told her that was one of my goals, and she was like, "Well, your birthday coming up," and she just was like, "Come on, girl, what you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
you gonna pull the trigger on this trip or what? And I just was like, let's go. And I swear that was the best trip ever. She's like the best travel agent, best travel buddy.
Yeah.
Like to travel with. Because I mean, that was a 22-hour flight going and coming. Yeah.
So 22 hours?
Yeah, 22 hours. So literally we flew from JFK to Dubai, and that was 14 hours. And then we had a 1 hour layover in Dubai, and we went from Dubai to Indonesia, and that was like another 10 hours. So, or like 9 hours. So yeah.
Whole different part of the world. Like
yeah.
somewhere. I don't like going to Africa too often because I don't like flying. And the flight is like 14, 16 hours total. Yeah. So imagine 22 hours.
Yeah.
I'm never going.
I think it depends who you fly with. We flew on Emirates, and it was like just really beautiful, very, very luxury,
relaxing,
very nice, very high class. And it was like an 8-course meal, and I love it. Like they set the tone of the plane, so when it's time to go to sleep, child, they turn the lights off. They have stars that come out in the ceiling.
That make you feel comfortable.
Everybody go to bed. It could be 8 o'clock in the morning wherever we're flying over, because literally when we got to Indonesia, we were 12 hours ahead of you guys, so we had to literally fly ahead of time and then fly back in time.
Yes.
So our like situation with like, what time is it? Because coming home was like, John, when are we going to get into New York? What time in America? Because I don't know. Dubai time is different from Indonesia time, because they're separate. So that was probably like the craziest part. But flying back in time and then flying ahead of time was crazy. But they made it such a smooth transition. I feel like I would do another 22-hour trip. I mean, there's other places that I definitely want to go. So I wouldn't mind doing that again.
Yeah, she be telling me, you coming to this one? I be like, not right
Girl,
now.
You gotta go. No, I'm telling you, it's the way you travel that'll make you say, okay, I can do a flight this long if I'm traveling this way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the way you travel.
Yes. I'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Yep.
So Cayman Island, I might just be Cayman Island because I'm already thinking about that. It's 4 hours away, so of course.
No, girl, you'll be good. You'll be good.
4 hours, that's fine.
Yes.
All right. So I had to tell you that. But anyways, let's move on to relationships. The part that everybody loves to hear. You have been divorced as myself. So we're gonna touch on divorce a little bit. I wrote my book and I also talk about divorce in my book. Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to your book. Yes, darling.
Yeah, so Unmuted is it's a healing for me. I would like to say healing because as you can see, the cover is so dark. That's how my story is dark. And the reason sometimes people be like, why it's like that? Because I'm just trying to let people know this here was the very dark part, time in my life. And when I could not speak, I was just muted at that point. And then when I decided to tell my story, now it's brighter because now I'm freeing myself from the dark place I was living at the time. And now I can speak, I can talk now. So that's why you see it's like half.
I love it. Well, now I'm going to have to get a chance to actually read your book because with scheduling and things like that, but I am drawn to read your book because I would love to see I would love to read your story because I went through a divorce as well. And I'm always curious about like what leads up relationships to divorce because everyone is different. My divorce was because of infidelity.
Okay.
So, that is a whole other monster within itself, but I cannot wait to read it. Trust me, I'm gonna get with you, girl. Oh, and you have your own apparel line because I see your sweatsuits and your sweatsuits. Yes, girl. So I'm gonna have to definitely get your book. But look, I need you to sign it for me though, so I can put it in my Inner Star collection.
Of course.
Yes, I need you to sign the book.
Of course, I will. Just
I need you to sign it.
Yes, I will definitely sign it. Just a little bit about Unmuted. My story is actually based from all the way from Africa, right? So my childhood, I went through a lot of childhood trauma and abuse and molestation. then became a single mother, young mother, young mother, because I got pregnant with my son, not too young, but like 18. And then I had my daughter 3 years after that. So I had two young babies and became a single mother, something I never planned. Nobody planned to be a single mother, single parent, period. So when those things happen, just the struggle going through that, and then, couple-filled relationships where, people come in your life, you think they came for the right reason, but they have a whole different, agenda, and me, keeping myself away from the dating scene for like 7 years, just putting my life together. And just when I thought I was ready to date again, I was ready. I had my life back together and all that stuff, and this person show up and act like they were sweeping you off your feet, like God has blessed you with a husband, and they give you all these promises, and just to wake up one day and hear, I don't want to be married no more. Why? Because I changed my mind. Whatever I told you, it doesn't matter. I don't want to be married. So situations like that, I kept questioning myself. I kept asking God, but why then? Why, you allow somebody to come in my life that wasn't my forever? And because when I love so deep, I love so hard. I don't look anywhere else. Like, I'm right here. I'm here. Is you and I against the world, kind of a love. And I hate that love that hard too, because people like us get hurt, a lot, because you just put all you have in one basket, and
well, I mean, when you're married, I think that's different than when you're dating. You know what I mean? Like I honestly feel like, when you're dating, you should date multiple people. I have always subscribed to that, only because I feel like if you don't date multiple people, you won't find out what you like versus what you don't like.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the mistake I made. Well, it's not a mistake, but it hasn't been me. I'm not a type of girl, that just date different people. I'm like the relationship girl. Even, I start talking to a guy for a day or two, I'm already thinking, can he be my husband? I'm automatically looking at you like, if I'm going to give you my time, like my day, just to go on a date, is it going to worth it? Can I see husband in you? Can I see long-term in you? So that's the mindset I have been living with. And so those type of things, a lot of time it has not helped me, because,
no, it's not.
It has not helped me, because then the minute I start to talk to someone, I'm already taking them seriously. So men would say what they want, what they think you want to hear, what they feel you want to hear. And then so they're going to tell you all these things. And of course, what reason do you have not to trust a person if they haven't proven otherwise? Especially if they are checking all your boxes. For me, in that moment, everything I wanted was being checked off.
I'm a firm believer, a very, very firm believer in, you can talk until you are blue on the face. I go off your actions. I'm an
actions, and that's what I'm talking about. The actions.
I'm an action girl, but then I feel like you have to put people on limited time too. I feel like if you are investing your full self into someone, and this person is not expressing to you that they see a future with you, or that they're not expressing that they want to date you solely, if they're not expressing that to you, then that's not what they want. You know what I mean? Whoa. Like, especially men. Men are really not that complicated. I've experienced, and I've done the legwork, so I feel like I'm a little qualified to say this. During the COVID time and past that, I went on like 72 virtual dates, and because I was on 4 different like dating platforms and all of this, and so I went on 72 dates, and I found that, when you're really dating, you're not sleeping with people unless you choose to be, but you're giving people the opportunity to present themselves on who either they really are or who they would like to become. But that's the time to find out about their family, their background, their finances, you know, what's their longest relationship. You know, if I meet somebody and you seem generally interested in me, but you only had maybe a 6 month to year relationship, I know that you're not a long-term commitment person. That's like a ding, ding, ding for me. To go as you can be as nice as pie. We have a great time, but I might just have to friend zone you because you can have friends, you know, but to actually take someone seriously and date them and be invested in them, you gotta give me more than that, baby boy. You know what I mean?
You can be 40 years old and don't even have a relationship past 5 years. Like, what?
That's a red flag. Even though, you know, I know lots of men who are in their 40s who never been married, don't have kids, but they focus on their careers or they focus on different things. So now that they're in their 40s, they want to focus on getting married or potentially having kids. So I think that it just depends on the kind of man that you're meeting and you're attracted to and what point they are in their life. I feel like if you meet someone that's younger, you're going to get the runaround because they're still trying to figure out what the hell they want to do with themselves, not to know what they're going to do with you. And then sometimes you have to look at a man and his background, his career, his friends. You know, I dated someone who was in their 40s, but lived like a college person in the mind.
I was about to say that, yes.
Yeah, his mentality was very young. You know, he still saw himself as this college athlete. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, you're kind of creeping into 50. I think you need to kind of let that go and go where you think you're going to be in the next 5 to 10 years, because 60 will creep up on you really, really quickly.
Really, really quick.
But you know, hanging out with friends that all act like, you know, they still want to be in college, then I see where the influence is coming from. So I realized that relationship was not going to go anywhere because his mindset is still back in college.
Exactly.
Grown man.
And so, sometimes you can meet younger children, they have more higher level of like a mature. They are more mature. Sometimes you can meet younger people that are more mature. So
that's very true.
Yes.
That's very true. It really just depends on a person's mindset, you know, how they were raised, how they process life, how they process things like social media. You know, it's all these factors that unfortunately make dating, it makes it seem like the dating pool has pee-pee in it. That's what I hear a lot. And I don't think that the dating pool has pee-pee in it. I just think that people's expectations in a dating pool are either way, way, way too high or seriously low. There's no middle ground. And I don't think that people have the right conversations to find out where a person's mindset is.
Right. People don't have patience no more.
They don't. Because you want to know why? They can swipe left or swipe right and get rid of you and be like, you know what? On to the next. And it's like, you can do that for a certain amount of time, but at the end of the day, how many more swipes are you going to have? You know, and if that's the kind of mindset that you put yourself in, then you're always going to think that the grass is greener on the other side, and you're never going to make an investment, and especially not a quality person.
Exactly. Investment, yes. Because moving from relationship to relationship, you just demoting yourself as you go. You know, like you said, because you're not really going to settle and plan life because you here for 6 months, I'm gone because you ain't got no patience. Because too many women, right? And another thing I noticed, like a lot of men now, not all, but a lot of men now think that they are the prize. Like I'm the prize. Like, okay, there's a lot of women I can choose from, but we may all look like women, but we are all not a housewife. Okay, no. We are all don't have the same mentality. So you can have 2, 3, 4, 5 girlfriends, but out of that, you want to find someone you can live life with, someone that will be there for you when you're sick.
Yeah.
Someone that won't mind paying the bills when you cannot, when you lost your job, and vice versa. You know, it's not just the physical appearance. It's not just, all right, she have a good job now, I have a good job now, everything looks good, so we together. But when things start to look a little ugly, then nobody has patience. You know, I want to check out because I feel like it's green over there. Let me go over there. But
Right.
you have to stay with someone and invest and, put some time in that person. Let them put some time in you for the future. Everything is not just today. You have to think about when you get old. You have to think about who love your children. You have to think about who love your family. All of those things. And we are not perfect. But how long are you going to keep running? At 50, 60, like...
Well, you know what? That's another thing I wanted to touch on. I really feel that single ladies who are dating, I'm going to give just some advice that actually has worked for me. You know, when you're dating someone and you decide, okay, yeah, I'm really kind of single, but maybe this is like a situationship and we're not really like in a full-blown relationship, because I know that happens a lot because people don't want to commit. Mm-hmm. I tell people, put them on a time limit. You should always do like a pros and cons check on somebody after a month, after 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, a year. You do these time checks to see, if this person told me this 6 months ago, did they complete this goal or are they still dragging their feet? If this person says, okay, I'm serious about this and that, and I want to move these steps to having a better relationship, are they actually doing that or just saying it just to kind of shut you up? Yeah. So I think that women and men should really call people out on the things that they say, but you got to put people on a time, on a timeline. Just like a job won't give you benefits for 3 months. Yes. Why should I give you the benefits if you haven't actually earned it? And that goes both ways when it comes to dating, but people don't know how to date. They just know how to hook up. And I think that's where the issue lies. Like, I'm a person where that's the last thing you're going to get from Angela. Like, that's like the last thing, because I want to make sure that I'm investing my time into a quality person.
Right.
And that I have chemistry with. And so, because if the chemistry's there, then you could potentially have sex after 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. And if your chemistry's there, it's just going to be there.
It's just going to be there.
Right. Right. If you have real chemistry. Now, if you're just in it just to kind of test the waters and see what they're working with, then you'll get that. It'll fizzle out and you'll move on.
But like for my experience, right? Of course, you have to unmute it. So I'm not going to give it away too much.
Don't give it all away, girl. Yeah.
But for my experience, right, is that you meet somebody. Okay, so you being single for like at least 7 years, right? You meet somebody. Usually men are not the one that are quicker to say, I want to be in a relationship. I want to get married. I want a family. I want, just want everything that we women usually talk about. Right. So you meet someone who saying all those things, and not just saying them, but actually, showing you signs like they're really talking the talk and walking the walk. Right. They're checking all your boxes, even the ones that you did not tell them off. They're just checking their boxes. Right. And so but for me, I was always little skeptical, because I was like, why are we moving so fast? Why it has to be this way? Why can't we date at least for 6 months? Get to know me a little bit. Let me get to know you a little bit. If you still like me the way you do now in 6 months, and I still like you the way I do now in 6 months, then we can move up another step. Oh no, trust me, I love you. I want to be with you. You are the wife. You are the woman. I want all those things, and follow up with the words. And then eventually, of course, I give in, right? And so you do this and you feel like, okay, now I trust this person because they have talked the talk and they are actually walking the walk. There is not a single person on this earth that would have seen everything that was going on then and tell me don't do it. In fact, people look at me like I was crazy, like, you got a good man. You got a man who wants you. You got a man who wants all of this. And you don't want that? It's not that I don't want that, but something in me kept telling me, what's the rush? Why are we rushing? If you like me this much and I like you, why can't we just take it slow? Because I did not want to get into a relationship and then a few years later, boom, it's done. Because I feel like took so much time on myself and I work on myself. You know, I put my life back together. My kids were in a good place. And I was okay with not having a man in my life at that point. I was living my life, going after my dream, you know, modeling fashion shows, traveling California back and forth. I was living the life, girl. So that's how I met Jesse, in fact, on a scene, movie scene, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was doing these things. So at that point, I'm like, if God gonna bring me a man, it's gonna be on his time, but I'm not looking for one, you know. And so this person checked all those boxes, and then boom, now that they got everything they wanted, they don't care no more. So you wake up one day, because I don't want to give too much away, you wake up one day, and what you did not see coming, it actually just face you. And I'm sitting there thinking, wait, what just happened? Are you joking? Like, you're joking, right? No, I'm not joking. I want a divorce. So when you come from stuff like that, something that over everything I was going through, I went through before in my young age, or even in America, on top of this, I'm like, damn.
Right. It's like
talk about being muted.
It's like a whole punch in the gut.
Yes.
But at the same time, you know, I feel like the things that we go through, and especially when it's traumatic in our lives, and especially in dealing with the opposite sex, I feel like those are part of our dating chronicles. Like, it's like a teaching guide of what not to do again. And that little spirit that was talking to you, that's your soul, girl. That's the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit was telling you, don't do it. Because you know what? I had the same feeling the day of my wedding, and I was sitting there looking in the mirror, and you know, and I had a very simple wedding. Like, I did not have a grandiose wedding. I got married in my house. I wore like a bridesmaid's dress. It was so like plain, and you know, my mom cooked the food. It was just like it was very old school. And I remember standing in the mirror looking, and I'm just like, I shouldn't do this. And I saw myself talking back at myself saying, don't do this. I think you're gonna regret it. And because I didn't want to let my family down, I went through it anyway. And you know, fast forward, ended up getting divorced. Yes. And being in a situation, you know, being a single mom and going through all of that, and just, you know, living and learning. And that taught me that I liked being married. I love and respect marriage. My parents were married for 50 years, literally. And so I respect marriage, but you have to marry the right person. Yes. And I think that when you think about dating and love as simple and not complicated, then it really is. The one thing that I have done in my dating life is I simplified it. If something is so hard, it's not going to work. That means you're pushing it. Yeah. When you have something real, it should be simple. You know, it shouldn't be an ask. It should be like a do. And it should be more simple. And no one should have to convince you of anything. Your spirit should say, I feel safe and right with this person. Or I feel like this person is a person that is going to take care of me if I get sick. Or this person is going to be worried about my well-being. You know, this person is not a selfish person. And I think that once you encounter that, it makes things easy. You know, I feel like my relationships and dating has always been so hard. And I've been told that I was hard to love before. I've been told, you know, oh my gosh, you just ask for so much stuff. And, you know, the way my father raised me, he didn't raise me to ask for things that were unattainable. He raised me to make sure that a man will do things for me that men are supposed to do. Right. And that goes back to your home training and how you were raised. So there's a difference between asking for material things and asking for moral and characteristic based things. So I think that once you change, you know, what you're asking for, then you'll get a different result.
Yes. So, okay. Yeah. I'm learning a lot from you, maybe for my next.
Girl, but I gotta get with your stuff because girl, I'm supposed to been write my book. I just haven't had the darn time. Like
you should. Listen, sometimes we go through so much experiences, you don't even have to think about it. You can just write a whole book. That's why when the idea was brought to me. That's why when the idea was brought to me to write a book, I was like, Ja, what do you mean I should write a book? I don't know how to write
girl,
a book.
she got me too.
I can't do it.
Yes,
my story alone, she was like, your story alone is like 2-3 books, but I was like, I can't. She said, guess what? Just
right. A movie. You should turn Unmuted into a movie.
Girl, you speaking it? We are speaking it into existence, okay?
Turn into a movie,
this
girl.
This right here?
Turn into a movie. That looked like a whole movie cover.
It looked like a whole movie cover. That's when we did a cover. She was like, Recia, I told you to do a photo shoot to get me a picture. You did a whole movie cover.
That looks like a movie cover. So I'm for it, girl.
So she was like, we're going to have to turn this into a movie.
Right? Look, Ja can do it.
Ja can do anything. So
she can do anything.
Now I just know when she said go, I go. Because she can do anything. When she said go, I go.
Right, you gotta go.
This woman can turn butter into whatever she wants. So yeah, look out for Unmuted the movie. We are speaking into existence. But yeah, so all right. So for you now, you have been divorced for some time. So you have now been out there in the dating world again.
Oh yeah.
How is that for you? She is cracking up. I have not started dating, and I hate men right now. That's just it.
Okay, so let's just dive into it, girl. Okay.
So just tell me, how is it out there? What can I expect? What's good?
Well, currently, I'm not on the free market anymore. So I can't tell you what to do with like dating now.
We're just gonna make sure he don't see it. He don't see this episode.
Oh, girl, trust me. He's in the next room listening to it. He gonna watch it.
Okay.
If he was camera ready, I would bring him over here just to be like, hey. But our whole relationship started on a television show. So I can't even really, say like, oh, well, I can kind of keep him a secret. I really can't. And what happened, shout out to my girlfriend, Lavita, and Word for Word, that was the show that we were just on. It's a brand new dating show where they bring 6 singles together who don't know each other, don't get a chance to meet before the show. They sit us up on a panel and ask us the most uncomfortable questions in the world about everything, relationships, sex, everything. And they just kind of go in. And then you pick your match at the end who you feel like you would want to have more time with. So our episode is called, I think it's called your what's your body count? And the episode actually has I think about at least 3,000 plays so far. So
what's your body count? Jeez. So people really answer to that question?
They were asking, do you ask someone you're dating what their body count is? How many people have you slept with in your entire dating life? And are you comfortable asking that question? So that was the question, like the main question for the show. But the show itself, I mean, you can pull it up. It's streaming now on YouTube and go back and watch it.
Do you think people are honest with the answers? Like their body counts? Like how many people you slept with?
I mean, we didn't share ours on the show, but it was a question, do you ask somebody? Now, I feel like if that's a conversation that you're having, you can ask. You can ask me. I'll tell you.
I'm sorry.
And I feel like a lot of people won't either. Well, people feel like they're not going to tell the truth anyway. So they feel like people are going to lie. But I said, you know what? I would ask not just to find out what your count is. It's kind of to find out what kind of experience do you have. Because if you have a higher body count, then it's like, oh, okay, did you have to do a whole bunch of practice until you got it right? Or if you have a lower body count, is it just that you found the right person and can do it really well.
Right.
And, you know, so
Right.
I think about it like that. I don't think about it as a negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I guess it depends on how high your body count is. So, so I guess it depends on that too. But we had a great time on the show, and it was so funny because on the show, I actually picked him, but he picked the other girl. And then the other girl picked him, and then it was like a standoff. So then he got to decide who he wanted to pick, and then he ended up picking me.
So he saved the best for last.
Yeah, he saved the best for last. Because I just was like, oh, okay. I kind of thought he was going to pick me, but he didn't pick me because he thought I wasn't going to pick him.
Oh.
And later on, he told me that, but I just was like, well, why'd you think that? He was just like, oh, because you're like this pretty girl, you're a model, da-da-da. And I just was like, yeah, I said, but I liked your personality. Like, I liked your answers and the things that you said and, you know, like your family background. And, you know, that's what attracted me to him. It wasn't anything else but that.
Right. But he was looking at it. So now that you just mentioned that, do you think, or maybe if you had an experience like that before, or maybe friends, do you think that the look, your look or the job that you do can actually intimidate guys not to want to talk to you?
Oh, absolutely. That's why when I went on the show, when you guys go back and watch the show, please go back and watch the show and leave a comment. When you watch the show, I actually had I had a wig on, then I had a hat on, then I had on these baggy jeans, then I had on like this a black t-shirt, and then I had a jean jacket over top of that.
Yeah.
So you really couldn't see like my body, you couldn't really see my face. Like you can see like right here to me.
Yeah. You disguise yourself.
Right. I kind of disguised myself because I didn't want someone to look at me and be like, oh yeah, you know, she's cute, I'll pick her. Like I wanted someone to actually listen to what I was saying and react to the questions that were being asked. Like I wanted them to actually listen to me. I didn't want someone to pick me on that because I've had that before. Mm-hmm. And I've dated a lot of shallow guys, you know, and then I've dated guys that, you know what, it's really cool to date a model or someone who's on television until it's not cool anymore. Or until, you know, it runs into your schedule or, you know, you feel some type of way about it, you know, or so it's good until it's not good.
It's good because I had this guy tell me, actually my barber, he was like, girl, go on this dating website and stuff like that. So I was like, me? I'm not doing no dating website. I haven't done it before. I'm not doing it. And besides, I'm not ready to date. So he challenged me, right? He was like, go on there, just create a profile, see what's going to happen. And so I did. And then, of course, I'm getting all these likes and messages and stuff. I don't know what to say to these men. I don't know what to say. But then, as we get into conversations, I went back to him like, he said, let me see your profile. So when I showed it to him, he said, girl, you ain't going to get no man over there because you like are high, you like over everything, like just your photos. This is a model photos. Why you put this over there? No man going to want to talk to you.
Too much.
He was like, you set the bar so high, it's a high standard. Nobody wants to see a model all over the place. Like, I'm like, what?
But he's right, though, because when I was on the dating apps, and even though I did a lot of dates, it was like I had to dumb myself down on the dating apps. Like, I can only post selfies of myself. You know, I would never post model stuff. I would never post where I work at. I would never expose, like, who I was. I had to really dumb myself down to be on those sites. And that's why, you know, I decided, like, you know, I want someone to like me for me, not what not judging off what I do, you know, but actually like me for the person that I am. Because I mean, in real life, you know, I'm a fun person, but I'm kind of a goofball. So if you can't have fun with me and like make me laugh, then we're gonna have a whole problem.
Yeah.
And I would find that people would look at me and stereotype me like, oh my gosh, she probably wants money, or she probably wants this, or she probably wants that. And it just is not the case. You know what I mean? So, so working this industry, it did affect my dating life, but I let it. On top of that, I did. I kind of let it, and then I kind of used it as an excuse because then I just kind of kept running into the same type of people, and I was just like, oh, well, then this is what it is. And again, I wasn't expecting to go on that show, and I damn sure wasn't expecting to walk out of here with a really great guy, but I mean, it happens, and I wasn't looking for it. You know,
when you are not looking, that's when it comes.
Exactly.
When you are
And
not
now,
looking.
like, I hang out with him, and he can be just as goofy as I am, and we just get along so well. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, it's just easy, being around him. And our dates, girl, let me tell you, this man and his dates are the best. Our first date was the flower show.
Okay.
That was our first date. And then then we had another date where we went wine tasting, and that was amazing. We went salsa dancing and night. And then our most recent date, which was amazing, was he took me to Dwarfinators, which is dwarf wrestling. It's like a little wrestling league.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. You kind of posted it. I went to
go see dwarves wrestle. Girl, let me tell you, I had the most fun that I think I've had in years. It was freaking amazing. So shout out to the Dwarfinators. When y'all come back to Philly, I'm so buying tickets. Like,
That's
so
awesome.
there.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. And so it's just been like, it's been awesome. And then not to mention, I got really sick probably a couple weeks ago, and he took care of me. Like, so it's just, and I didn't have to ask him to do it. He just did it. So
he just did it because it just come natural. People will show you who they are. You just have to like them. So it just coming natural because he's a caring person. And so I am happy for you. Look at you. You have the monkey.
So I said all that to say, girl, you should go on the show because you never know who you're going to meet.
She reached out to me. I was like,
Look, contact Lavita Cameron of Word for Word.
She did contact me already.
Sent you.
Yeah, she contacted me already. Just
go.
And you know how that came about. Ja has something to do with that. I was there. This is Ja right here. She has something to do with that. She said, "Will you go on my girlfriend's show? She got a dating show." I said, Ja, you want me to go have fun? Because I don't want no man. She said, how you know? Just go.
Look, you don't have to match with anyone. Because the rules are this. If you like someone, you can match with them. But if you don't like nobody, you can say no one and leave. And then they have a thing at the end of the show called Shoot Your Shot, where you leave your social media, website, whatever, and say if someone is interested and wants to get with you, then they can hit you up on your social media. So you still get to shoot your shot with the entire world.
And that's the problem. I don't even like showing people my real name because I don't want them to find my social media. I don't want them to see what I do. I don't want them to see my pictures. It is crazy.
But you know what, though, Reese? Okay, for real. But if someone doesn't know what you do, I kind of feel like you're dumbing yourself down, because what you do and what you represent in your story is a big part of who you are. And if someone cannot, first of all, appreciate that, respect it, and then move appropriately, then you should not be entertaining them any way. Like I tell Dot, it's levels to everything, and your network is part of your net worth. Right. So you have to seriously think that anyone that you do entertain to date is someone that can be potentially exposed to me, to Ja. You know what I mean? And we have to think about that, especially with being public figures and things like that. So unfortunately, you're going to have to tell someone your real name and be like, okay, this is just who I am. And you're going to have to move accordingly in my life because I have certain rules. We do red carpets. We do events. So you can't date someone that don't own a suit. You can't date someone that doesn't have a passport. We travel. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's levels to dating, and everyone does not deserve a date. Let me say that again. Everybody does not deserve a date. I think that sometimes people can just be a friend, and you can friend zone someone and call it a day. But everyone does not deserve a date. So I just think that you just have to put yourself in a different type of circle to attract the kind of man that's going to respect what you do and want to be a support system with you and for you and not against you. But it's possible. It's possible.
That's true. It's possible. That's true. So I have a funny story. We'll soon be done. But I have a funny story. So I had this guy I was talking to. This is unmuted. So I'll be unmuting everything here.
Right. You unmuted me, girl.
So I had this guy I was talking to a few, and then he got to ask me, can I ask you what do you do? So I told him my job that I do, like a regular job that I do every day. Mm-hmm. So, and then somehow I mentioned my clothing boutique. I don't know why I did this, but I think something he asked me, I don't remember. And then he was like, oh, can you give me the website? You have a location, a website? I made, grab something from my daughter. I said, okay. So I sent him the link. Girl, when I sent that dude the link, he went on my Instagram, followed me, and never called me back.
Well, you know what that is? That is a blessing in disguise, because again, what I just say, it's levels to it. He did his investigation and he said, okay, she has a website. Okay, ding, ding, that costs money. She has an apparel line. Ding, ding, that costs more money. She has a book. She has a show. So we're already hitting on 4 different things. So if you're talking to someone who maybe just has one stream of income and maybe is not motivated to do anything else, then your motivation is going to turn him off.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's actually great that he didn't call you back, because why would you be attached to somebody that you always have to constantly explain yourself to?
Mm-hmm.
That is not,
I called my girlfriend. I was like, do you know what just happened? She said, girl, that's standards. He can't take it. So just let it go. I was like, what am I going to do? This is the world now. So everybody's going to see, But what's for you, if the right person comes along, those things don't matter anyway, Right. So, I just said this to say how crazy it is. People will actually not even give themselves the chance to get to know you. They just see what's on the outside or what you do or what you look like. Because I would hear like, oh, you are so beautiful. Why are you still single? Like, why are you single? Like, don't ask me that. Just like,
I cannot stand that question. I don't like when people ask that question.
Yeah.
I would hate when people go, oh my God, Angela, why are you single? And I would look at them and be like, oh my God, how did you get married? Like, that's like me saying, how did someone actually marry your ass? Like, don't ask me that. Like, I absolutely hate that question, because it's such an open-ended, like, kind of mean question. Because it's like, well, what's wrong with you that you're still single? It's not what's wrong with me. I believe it's what's right with me. Because if I'm healed and I've done the work and I've gone to therapy, I know what my triggers are, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, what I'm looking for, what I'll tolerate, what I won't tolerate, then I feel like you should respect that process. But an unhealed person is not going to respect that. They're going to look at that like, well, you're just too much. And
yes. That's it.
Too much.
Too much. Yeah, it's just too much. But okay, that's fine. If me setting standards, me knowing what I want, me having expectations for whoever I'm with, that means too much standard, then you have to keep walking because you're in mine. Then you're not my person, because I'm not lowering my standard for nobody. And I don't want nobody to lower their standards for me, When the right person comes, it just makes sense. Love is not supposed to be forced. It's not supposed to be overthinking. It's just supposed to come natural.
You're supposed to be happy.
Yes.
That person should bring you joy, and you should have a person that puts you first. Right. Like Mara and I, we literally were just talking about like boundaries, and we were talking about different things that, expectations that we have on each other, and the fact that, we're not 2 single people anymore. So
I love that for you, girl. I love to hear this.
The same way that we were moving when we were single. And that was a conversation. I think a lot of people don't like to have that conversation, but when you decide to, try to change my life, then you have to change the way you live your life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They feel like you found me this way. You gonna get me this way. Well, if I found you broken, then maybe you should, get some tape and start patching your stuff back together, and then maybe holler at me, because you're right. I can't do nothing with your broken spirit.
Yeah, you found me this way, so this is how I am. Like that is some negative thing. How about there's something called growth, right? You have to grow with somebody, grow together. I may have meet you that way, but don't you want to grow with me? Like, I don't
But
like.
It is not my job to fix you.
Amen. And that's why.
To fix you from your last relationship. It's not my job to fix you from your past family trauma. That is not my job to fix you. It is your job to recognize what's wrong with you and then go actively work to fix yourself. I was in therapy for like 4 years after I got divorced, because going through a divorce is like a death. You have to grieve it, and you have to understand that's something that you invested in, and you went before God and made this promise. You broke it, and that can leave a person very broken. And that almost broke me. And I had to find a way to fix myself, put myself back together, where I was not a bitter woman. I wasn't mad at the world. I wasn't mad at men. I just had to learn to make better decisions. And once I took accountability for that and said, I'm going to make better decisions, then my life went towards the better. And I got divorced back in 2010. So, it took me a long time to really learn what kind of person I am, learn what kind of love I want and how I want to be loved. And a lot of people don't know how they want to be loved.
Yeah.
So I had to learn all that. And it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And what you just said, it's not your responsibility to fix nobody. So that was me.
Right.
I love fixing.
You'll build a bear. You want to build them up.
Girl, you said a magic word, build them up. And it's not that I used to sit there and just want to build somebody, but you see what we said earlier, be careful what you speak at your mouth, right? So that used to be my thing, right? Before I used to be like, this person, I used to be more drawn to people that didn't have their life together, right?
The broken.
I used to say this word. And I'd be like, when I meet guys that didn't have it together, that's what I was attracted to. Because I felt like together, when we grow, it's better. We have a story to tell. It's like we had nothing, and then we built together, and we can sit down one day in our older age and be like, damn, babe. Bro, I used to have this mindset like, damn, see where we came from to where we are now. And, and I had this mindset, what's mine is ours. And what's yours is ours. Like, there is not this is your thing and this is my thing. As long as we together, everything is for us. I used to have that mindset. And so guess what? Every man I attracted was men I had to do for. No man ever came in my life that I was in a relationship with.
It made it better.
Really did for me. I had to do for them. But and even when I try to fix them, but as bad this may sound, I'm trying to fix this person because they have gone short in areas. Maybe they don't have good way of managing money, or just good way of being productive, or just the simple things as going to get a car, or just, it's like I'm treating them like my kid,
But you know what though? When you fix a man like a Build-A-Bear, then you're gonna build him up for another female.
And that's what I did.
He's not going to appreciate that, and he's not going to be he's not going to reciprocate and fill your cup back up. You're emptying your cup on someone who is taking your water and drinking it and sweating it out, and then you're dehydrated.
Yeah, and I had this actual guy that told me,
too, girl.
I had this man that told me really from his own mouth, after using me for a couple years, not that long, maybe like 2 or 3 years, but long enough. And all along, he's playing this game, but because he knew the type of person I was, I'm very free, I'm very concerning, I'm very family oriented, I'm close to his mother, his kid, and all of those things. So he used those opportunities. Meanwhile, he's gambling, me and another female. And guess what? Because I was treating him like I'm the mother, because I'm the one giving whenever he asks. So it wasn't me he was going to settle with, because he had to be the man in a relationship, and he was the man in that relationship with the other female because he was giving. Meanwhile, I was giving. See?
Well, he was taking.
He was taking from me and giving over there.
So he was using you like a teacher to get his stuff together so that he could be better for her.
For somebody else. And because that make him feel like a man, because men they want to be the one to provide, they want to be the one, like the woman look up to them, most men, right? So I was giving him that. But then even besides that guy, every other relationship I came in, I was always the one being the one giving out or trying to help people build their life back, like what you just said earlier, helping you build your credit, making sure, because for me, if I'm dating someone, you are a reflection of me, I'm a reflection of you, right? So I'm not going to look good out here and you don't. I'm going to make a way to get you together. I want you to see me as that strong, powerful, loving, caring person, because that's what I am. But it seems that the people I have been helping in the past took advantage of that. And then, they take advantage of people like us. And when they get to where they are now, able to be the man they want to be for another female, then they are going to excuse themselves. Not thinking this person did this for me. She took me from the gutter when no one was looking at me, when no one could help me build my credit, when no one could help me get out of that tight little room, when no one could help me buy an outfit. When she took me out of there, at least think about those things, because besides me, a lot of men do those things, and then they wonder why you don't get no blessings going forward, because you can use people like that.
No, you cannot. Well, girl, look, let's say this. No more Build-A-Bear.
No more Build-A-Bear. So
no more Build-A-Bear.
I speak these things because other women, I'm sure, there are people out there just like me, just have that big heart and just loving and caring. But you cannot, let's stop doing those things. Stop taking care of men, because all you're doing.
Let's stop doing those things because it's not going to be beneficial to you. And no. At the end of the day, and I do that as well. And that's why you have to upgrade your mindset, and you have to speak and say, you know what? I deserve a partner who is going to be supportive, who's going to pour into me. I deserve a partner who does have empathy. I deserve a partner who wants to be a provider. Because, girl, when you get the right man, you don't have to tell him to be the head of the household. He'll make a way to be the head of the household without you telling him, because all men have a network of men that they go to for different things, whether it be finances, whether it be, family orientated things. So these things are the things that men will naturally do if they feel like this is a woman that they want to provide for. Yes. So I just honestly feel, and I had to learn that the hard way too. That I am not a person who's supposed to instruct you on how to be a man. If your daddy didn't teach you that, you have to learn that on your own. and just like we have like a running joke. Me and Mario have a joke where, he's like, you don't touch doorknobs, right? I don't touch doorknobs because I don't open doors. Because that is something as him being a man that is something small, but it's something that he provides that I absolutely love. I love that.
Awesome.
I love that. I love that. I don't have such a dirty doorknob, especially after COVID. I love that he will open up all my doors and do it naturally. You know what I mean? So it's just but these are things that I require of him as well. But I tell him these things. I tell him, express this. This is what I like. This is what I want. So I express that, and he listens to me, and you know, he does it because he chooses to and he wants to do it.
Not he wants to do it. Yes, it's not
like I'm not nagging him and standing at the door like this, the like tapping my foot. No.
We just do it because it comes natural for a grown man. You know, he knows what he wants for his queen, and that's why yes, Dion, you are. Yeah, love is not predict.
I saw that message, but I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
What is she saying?
I tried to pin it on there, but she said love is not prediction. One giving the love, but rather is yes. You are absolutely right, girl. You are absolutely right. Yes. Okay, let me see her. She said, I think you can see the whole thing on the screen. What I have learned is to not treat boyfriends with husband qualification.
Amen. That is right. You don't treat them like husbands if you don't have no ring. But
y'all have to teach me this, okay? Lock me in the room somewhere and give me a lesson, because that's what I do. I don't differentiate nothing. If you my boyfriend, I'm cooking for you already.
The whole point of dating is to date and find out what kind of men you are, what kind of man you're dating, or men. Like, and if they can't follow through on a good date, dude, you're not going to make the preliminaries. How you think you're going to make it on the field? And you damn sure not going to get the ring because you can't make it past the dating stage. This is such a red flag if like you go, okay, well, you're asking me out on a date. I honestly do not expect you to think that we have to go 50-50 unless we're just going as friends. Mm-hmm. But if you ask me on a date, I'm not expecting to go 50-50. Now, I'm not expecting to go to some top tier, $300 steakhouse either. You can find a nice in between. You know what I mean? And go there, and really, it's about the conversation that you're about to have, or pick a good date where it's interactive. Or if you're a person who likes to be outside, pick a hiking date. There's so many different things that people can do, and I think that everybody's so caught up in social media and taking pictures. And look at my plate. That's why you can't get no date. You so worried about the food and how you look. And how much money he's spending on you that you don't even know what kind of man this is. And half the time, men are looking at women like, I'm not going to invest in this person because look how selfish they are. Mm-hmm. And I have looked at that, and with having the show and doing the Love After segment and talking to men and women, it's just getting worse. Because it's people's perception about what they think the dating field is, and you're missing the whole point. Like, you're missing the point that you should be looking at people's morals and character, not can someone buy you a Birkin bag? Who the hell can afford a Birkin bag?
Exactly. So know what you love.
Y'all. Come on, kick rocks for all that. I'm so sick of it. And women over here talking about, well, if a guy doesn't do this, and if you don't spend this amount of money on me, first of all, when you go to these steakhouses, do you take yourself to these steakhouses? Can you afford to go to a steakhouse by yourself, buy that filet mignon, you know what I mean, and actually pay for it by yourself on a date by yourself? If the answer is no, don't expect him to do it, because that's not your tier, that's not your caliber. You are living above means, and you're dating above means. So scale it down. Bring it down to what you can afford. You might not want to be an Applebee's chick, but there's nothing wrong with Applebee's.
There's nothing wrong with Applebee's. I love
heartbeat. Don't play with me. I will go there right after QVC and go get me a chicken wonton taco and have those time at Applebee's. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's levels to everything, but everybody thinks that they're like on $1 million level. And you're not. You're just not. Like, let's just have a real conversation. You're not built like that.
Yeah, I don't know, social media, I don't know, these girls, I don't know what's happening with them now. They just have a high standard, but girl, what are you making? What are you bringing to the table? Like, I see a podcast where the girl was saying, I think the guy sent her $30 for lunch and she was mad.
I saw that.
Like, girl, $30 for lunch, I can spend $30 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
That's true.
Okay.
Right, Dion?
Yeah, Dion. Yes, girl. You right here with us. Yeah, bottom line is you teach people how to treat
you. You teach people how to treat you. It's like anything else. Like I said, you set your own boundaries. It's you. There's only one of you. There's only one Angie. There's only one Recia. You know what I mean? So you're you, I'm me. Everyone has their own levels and their own boundaries. And unless you just set that and just stick to it, it's like dating is not that hard. Y'all making it hard for yourself. You're making it hard. Make it easy. If you don't like something somebody does, cut it off. It's not the end of the world. He won't be the last person. She won't be the last person. There is a gazillion people out here. Like, take a trip. Go to see other cultures and see how people really live. Like, get out of this American westernized thing. That people have $1 million to date you. You don't even own. You don't even have $1 million.
Not even $1,000. As some people don't even have.
Right, unless it's tax season. Can we really talk about it? Because I'm just like, and all these, on television relationships that you want to have. Take it from me, as a person who works on television in real life and gets paid for it, it's not all what it's cracked up to be. And all these fake relationships that you guys see, it really is fake. You're holding a pedestal on people that really don't exist in real life.
They don't.
That's their job. It's their job to be that way. Yeah. It's their job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Behind the scene is a whole different story. Okay?
I gotta take a drink of my alkaline water, girl. You done exhausted me.
I exhausted you. Okay, I'm about to let you go. But this is good though. I'm learning a lot because I have a long way to go. I know this. I have a long way to go because my mindset of, dating is not in the right place. Because for me, it's like I don't know how to date. I just move from one step to the next real quick.
Girl, call me.
Yes. So I need to learn how to not just connect all those things, just have fun and just let it go.
Call me, girl. Call me.
So, Dion,
you got my cell. You call me and be like, Angela, this guy. I've had almost every single dating situation possible.
Oh my God!
Swear to God,
I need you.
I swear to gosh, girl. And I did the legwork. I really am. I'm gonna call John and write my book because, girl, I did the legwork on it. And I'm just saying, it's certain stuff. You go on a date, the first thing you should do is put your phone away. If dude is on his phone the whole time going like this, red flag, goodbye, sir, because you're probably swiping right. Like, it's certain stuff. If they can't give you the time and, respect your time, don't come to the date late. Come to the date early. Make sure that, you're going to someplace and you guys are both dressed appropriately. You know what I mean? Make sure that, you're taking that time because your time is something that you're never going to get back. That's priceless. It's priceless. So don't waste it on people that are not actually invested in you or that you think is there to use you or to be like an opportunist, because remind you, you have multiple platforms. And that's the whole thing too. You have to watch out for the opportunist person. So there's a lot that we have to look for, especially being in this industry, that a lot of more, people who have less exposure have to worry about. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just a process. It's a process, but that comes with age. You know what I mean?
It comes with age. I like that, Dion. Thank you so much, girl. Your oh wow, here's the
what she say?
Take it with sex, you will really see where a person mind is at the value. Yeah, that's true. When you remove sex, you can see a lot of stuff.
True.
Yeah, so
don't do the do.
Don't do the do.
And that's what I'm saying. That's not dating. Don't have sex. Just don't, because that clouds everything. And then you're just like, well, I'll deal with this because, oh my gosh, girl, he made my toes curl. And it's just like, no. Yeah.
And that's not an important thing. Yeah, connect.
Girl, and I'm sorry, being in my 40s, I can't go for no 20s stuff. This is not city girl life over here. Okay.
That's the thing. When you reach certain age and has experienced so much, you put, you are in a different category now. You are intentional with everything you do. You know what you want. You ain't gonna entertain no bullshit, nothing like that. I'm learning to be more direct and more I choose what I say to people now, not to hurt you, but to really tell you yes or no, because it's good for my soul. Before, even if I didn't like a guy, I would linger around just because I don't want to hurt his feeling. Now I don't like you. I don't like you. Like,
girl, let me tell you something. The black and delete button is beautiful. Let me tell you something. Like, the one thing, and I tell John this all the time, your energy is the best thing that you have to keep protected. And how you do that is, if you know that someone is not going to do right by you, or someone is just stringing you along and feeding you breadcrumbs, block and delete. Because Why waste time and have to get a phone call? Hey, big head, what you doing? Can you please leave me alone? Can you please? Because you know what? You are blocking my sunlight and my potential future could be standing behind you. So can you get the hell out the damn way?
Amen.
Get the hell out the way. Block and delete.
I love this tonight. I love this.
Get the hell out the way. And literally, I have done that to people. And they're like, well, Angela, can we be friends? No. I'm a grown up. I don't need to have no grown-ass male single friends if I am inquiring on not being a single woman. That's the last thing I need is a bunch of single men in my face, cackling like some females.
Yeah.
Go be a man. Go hang around some men. Go hang around some men.
Let's do that. Exactly. Deanne, I'm going to have to bring you on the show because it seems that we have a lot to talk about, you and myself.
Right.
Let's talk about the opposite.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
You're going to have to come on the show, Deanne. But
girl, look, we're gonna have to do a whole nother show with like just relationships. You gotta bring on like 3 or 4 people. We gotta bring John on this too. You know that?
Oh yes.
Yeah, because you know she does the love segment on my show.
Oh, she wrote the love after, so
she wrote the love after. And the love after holidays. She, you know,
and
that is the love after queen.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do this. Yes, Deanne. We're gonna have a whole segment with all these experiences, you know, single, almost in a relationship, married, whatever, because different perspectives.
Like, I love talking to women. I think talking to women is the most educational thing that anyone can do, especially Black women, because Black women, unfortunately, you know, we get thrown through the garbage on social media. You know, we are put down for every other race. Like right now, Black men are all screaming about, well, I can't find a good Black woman, so I'm about to be a passport broho. I'm gonna go over to another country and get me a Puerto Rican or whatever and bring them over here. And I'm like, so you can't find a date here, so you're gonna go and contribute to the immigration problem. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a very nice day. And can you afford all those fees and penalties when you gotta bring someone for a green card? Do you know how much that costs? Like,
oh my God.
Like this is the Black men's mindset and process. Sir, go have several seats. And if that's what you want, go right the hell ahead. That's why I encourage women of all races, date outside your race. Just don't hang out with the same people, especially if you feel unappreciated.
Yeah. I always tell my girlfriends, you can't keep your mindset just on one particular, you know, people. Yeah, you have to be open-minded and date. For me, I love dating outside of my own people. I love that. Everybody knows me for that. Okay. So far, yes, maybe it hasn't worked out for me. Like, I'm not married right now. We all know why. But I like to be open-minded. I like, you know, to just see the different things out there, different culture, different people.
You are a beautiful person, and anyone would be lucky to make you his wife again. And I know you would be an amazing wife to any man. So you take your time and you do the work, and when you find that person that equally yokes with you, appreciates you, is invested in you, you'll know it. It's because it's a whole different type of feeling.
Yeah.
When stuff is easy, then it's right. When stuff is hard and feels like you pulling teeth, then it's wrong. Yeah. I went through that. And I just was like, and I said, never again. And that's one thing that I prayed when I was in Valley Girl. I said, I never want my relationship to be so hard again, where I feel like I'm pulling teeth for like breadcrumbs. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. And, you know, we do things that we honestly should not be doing to ourselves. And it's not good for your emotional, for your mental, for none of that. It's just not good. But we have to value ourselves, our time, and who we are, and say, you know what, at the end of the day, I'm just me. And I don't have to look a certain type of way to pull a nice guy. You know what I mean? And that's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on someone who is going to respect you, who is going to honestly want to be your friend and be your best friend. And if you can find someone that's like your best friend who you can bust it up with, then that's not the person you're supposed to be.
Because that's it.
Right.
She said it best. My relationship expert.
I see what I said, girl. I stand on that 10 toes down.
She has won a relationship expert. Okay, she's gonna come back on the show every time we're talking about relationship.
Well, look, now you gotta wait and see if I get married. You know what I mean? I'm just
Okay. Angela, girl, I love you so much. Thank you.
I love you so.
Thank you so much for being here, girl.
Absolutely.
Let me let you go back to your boo. You giving me an hour and a half of your time, and I appreciate it.
Oh, look, girl, he was watching. He was enjoying the whole entire show.
Enjoying the whole thing. So, Angela, this is Angela Info. If you want to follow her on her social media, it's right there on IG and Facebook. Check this beauty out. She's been doing her things at QVC.
And I'll be back on the queue on Friday for
on Friday.
Yeah,
I like to go on there. I've been looking at you guys because sometimes.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you guys. Tune in on 420. No pun intended, but we have a live studio audience show with Josie Marin on 420 coming up. So lock it in, you guys. It's going to be a live studio audience. We are launching some brand new products, which I think everyone is going to absolutely love. So if you want to be entertained and learn some really good skincare and hair care tips and, hang out with me and Josie and all the girls, tune into our show on 420. It's going to be amazing.
Keep that in mind. You guys tune in and see her beautiful self. You can see everything she's working with.
Girl, thank you.
Thank you, love. So I'll talk to you again.
Yes. And thank you, you guys. Thank you for allowing me to come over here.
No problem. This is home.
Tell out my business.
That's what we do here. We like to hear everything. We unmuting everything, okay?
Girl, you got all my unmuted today. You got it all. I love it. Thank you. I love you, and I can't wait to come back. So let's get that show together because I'm for it.
We're gonna put it together. Relationship conversation is gonna get it together.
We gotta bring some men on. Well, hold on. We have to bring some men on the panel because we gotta have them defend themselves. We are. Gotta have some men come on the panel.
Yes, I'm gonna bring men because we want to hear a different side of the story. Yes,
absolutely.
So we are definitely. I'm gonna reach out to Boss Lady. She's gonna do her thing.
Right. All right, honey. Good night. I love you.
I love you, girl.
Great show. Bye, everybody.
Bye, bye, y'all. Oh boy, what an energy I have here tonight. My sister, she always come with the truth. This woman is phenomenal. You guys should follow her. I mean, Angela is, how to say it, fresh up. Whatever it is, she has that energy. Okay, so thank you for tuning in with us tonight, my girl Dion. Thank you for all the messages, and you're gonna be on this podcast pretty soon because we have a lot to cover. It is always my pleasure to have people I can vibe with and just sit and just talk like we just talking on everyday conversations, just everyday, because we all can learn from one another. We can learn from one another, and I enjoy your messages tonight. Bless you too, girl, and have a great night. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to your book and everything else you're working on too, my love, Dion. So, yeah, guys, before I leave my podcast, I like to leave you with one thing, which is so simple but very important. Let kindness be a superpower. All right, let kindness be a superpower. If you can just find way to just be nice to people, be kind to people, just be a good person. It doesn't matter the energy they are bringing towards you. You be the good one. You just feed them with good. Even those people that are so bitter or don't like you for whatever reason they decide not to like you for, that's not your concern. You should not worry about that. You just be you. Don't change for nobody. You can remove yourself, but you don't have to feed into the negativity they bring it to you. So just always remember to be kind and love yourself. You have to be good for you to be good for other people. Thank you again for tuning in. This is Unmuted Podcast. I am your host, Recia Kabbah. See you all next time.